This might be generic. Most likely is. I always speak in cliches and all that. But, we have to decide what we want, regardless of what others people tell us. Sometimes we get too caught up in what we should be, who we should be, how we should be, right? We gotta accept ourselves. Some choices might not be right. Or they might be. We don't know. We're so focused on the small, minute details that we start to lose ourselves over and over and over again. We forget the connections that we built. We forget the memories that brought us happiness at times. And we only focus on the sad and the hard. We as human beings are complicated. We are such a mess. Sure, there are others who have it all figured out and know what to do, know what to say. And then there are those who have no clue what the hell to say, what to do, or anything like that. What I have to say to those who really don't know what to say or do when it comes to big events, to other people or to themselves, sometimes it's just best to have been the person to listen, or to have someone listen to you. That's one thing that we can do if we are not quite sure what we should do when something big arises, right? Again, granted, there are those who know what should be said, how to say the things that need to be said, and there are those who don't. I know myself personally. I've been on both sides. I had been able to say the things I needed to say, to either help someone or to help myself, but also I've been in the situation where I don't know what to say, how to say, and so all I do is just listen. And then there are times where I'm just quiet because I can't say, because I don't know how to say, because I don't know how it's going to be perceived. I, as an individual, want to try to change that. I want to be able to say what needs to be said without being hesitant, without being scared, but that's a journey on its own that I'm slowly going to have to work towards and build myself towards. It's scary. It's very scary. Because there are so many scars there, so many underneath the person that who I am. That sometimes I don't want to face it. But sometimes you don't get to decide that, and you have to face it, so that you can really be who you are. Some people are defined by the tragedy that has occurred to them, and others by the love given to them. But what matters is character. You as a person, what you decide to do with it. Whether you use it to hold yourself down or push on forward, that's your choice. We all have a choice. We can fight for what we want. Or we could curl ourselves up into a little ball and never let the light of day touch us ever again. That's our choice. You think you don't have a choice, but there's always a choice in something. Big or small, there's always a choice. I've realized that I've lived a long life, but I haven't lived it all as well. I've learned through myself only, as an individual, with all the pain and turmoil that I've been through. I felt it all on myself. And that was my choice and that was my decision, because there are times where I didn't see myself. I didn't want to, but I did. And I learned, and I grew. But there are times where I fall back. As much as I look at how far I've come as a person, I look back. And I see there are times where I'm still scared. Where I don't want to let go. Where I don't want to say goodbye. Where I still want to fight for something I know. Why? I have to let go. And sometimes I just don't want to accept that. So what am I doing now? I'm trying to do something different. To be more of who I am as a person. And that's getting to learn and understand people more. I will learn their stories. And I will use it to help others, so that they could learn themselves and that they could see that they're not alone. When I told my story to people, I realized how tiny it was, in a sense. Because they've either had somewhat of a similar experience or something completely different, but still found their own answer and were willing to share. There's so much more to us as people. And one thing we need to do is learn to be more kind. For each other, for ourselves. And we need to see what we can do to accept one another more. I know there are going to be times where we might cower away, because it's a scary thing to do. Nobody wants to step up and be put in the center of the spotlight. Nobody wants to look the crowd in the eye and admit their wrongs. People love their praises. But we can't be comfortable. We have to be in the uncomfortableness so that we can grow and we can learn. I know right now only one person might hear this, or maybe a couple more than just that one. And let me just say, it's scary. It's scary being this open. To speak what I want to say. because I'm not used to it. Wasn't used to it with family, but I've learned to at least be used to it with strangers and people I've gone close to. And all it is one step at a time. One small step. And whether you took that step forward or backwards, you took a step. That's what matters. We're alive, aren't we? And we're living to see where we can go, what we can do, what we can be, either as ourselves as individuals or together as either friends, family, or lovers, or whatever relationship you might have with someone or each other. There's no guide to nothing in this world. At least not for emotions. They tell you how you should feel, how you should be. But you also need to speak your truth. Everybody has their own, I guess you could say, clique, their own group. Even if you don't think you have one, there'll always be someone there. You just have to look. You have to fight for it. We have to fight. We can't fall. Because falling means giving up. And if you gave up, take one moment to breathe. Breathe in deep. Look at the floor, at the roof, or wherever you may be, and realize at the very least you're alive. You're feeling, you're being as a human being. And that's enough sometimes, even when you feel like everything's failed you. I want to do as much as I can to help others. I want to do what I can to grow more, no matter how scary that might be. Our life is about change. It's never about being stagnant or still. An easy example about that is the days. Today, you might be hearing this. A couple minutes from now, it'll be over. And then from then, more time has passed. By the minute, by the hours, by the days. And you realize, and it's kind of what I want to kind of teach in my music, is that life is messy. There's no direction. Sometimes it feels like the same old song over and over, the same tune. Other times it's completely different. It's brand new. It's wild. Or it's just straight crap. Straight crap, and it ain't good at all. And there's fumbling. A lot of fumbling. There's so much to life. And that's what I want to do with this music that I do here. I know some songs aren't the best. I know they're straight garbage. That's life. Things could be garbage at times. Or there could be times where you're so caught up in the moment that you forget everything's happening and you're filled with so much excitement and passion, and it's amazing. Either you're happy, or you're sad, or you're angry, or you're trapped, or you're free. There's so much. That's why you gotta appreciate it all. No matter how hard life gets, you're still an individual. You're still living. And you're still getting by with the days. That's what we need to do. Get by. When we can at times, when things are too hard. Again, just knowing you're alive and you're breathing and you're feeling, whether it be the clothes on your back or the tightness in your chest or the moments of ecstasy with whatever great that's happening, we have to feel it all so that we can learn to be more kinder to others and to ourselves. I don't know much. I only know what I taught myself, but I want to teach it to others. And I suck at using words to put into perspective on what it is I want to teach, especially to those I don't know. But I've met people who are able to do that so easily. That is baffling, and I'm at a loss for words because I don't know what to say back. I don't know how to say back. My social skills are okay, I guess, but not the best. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna try talking to more people. I know there's so much more to learn about people. When it comes to listening to their stories and what they have to teach or what they had learned in life. Whether you ask them that straight up or you get to know the person, you see the story. Whether they're being truthful and honest to you or they're lying and being defensive and hiding things, there's a story in everyone, good and bad. No one's a saint and no one's a devil. We're just people. I'll continue to learn so I could try to help people when I can. I'll hear as many stories as I have to. And I'll continue to write my own in the process, because we can't lose ourselves. I'm just a person, and you're just a person. We're all just people. We need to do what we can. Even through the pain, we have to be strong. Whether we want to or not, because there are going to be those who won't know how to be strong. But you can teach them, or you can learn. Whichever side you may fall on. But it doesn't mean to give up. Thank you for listening to my rumbles. And enjoy this journey that we call life. Enjoy the people who come and go. And feel what you need to feel. You're alive. And you're a person. Thank you for listening.